On this channel, I like to talk about saving money and living frugally. And today we are going to do just that. I'm going to share with you 7 concepts that I use to keep myself in check so that I don't spend more than I have. And then I'm also going to share with you some of the products I use, reuse, purchase to keep myself out of debt. I hope you will stick around. Hi, I'm Bonita and I am early retired. I'm not old enough yet for Social Security. I'm living on a low income and I am living off of savings. I live in Kansas on a farm and I have a donkey. I have frugal videos all year round and I hope that you will join me this year as we share ways to save money and live our dreams. We have people at all levels that participate in this channel. People that are still trying to raise families, still trying to get out of debt, still trying to find that magic formula so that they can buy the things they need and not overspend. Then we have a lot of people on this channel that have figured out a way to do just that. So those of you that have figured out how to do it, please comment below and share some of your tips. I learned from you and so do a lot of the other viewers on this channel. But today I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I stick to that have helped me figure out my own formula for being able to afford to stay home, quit my job early at 57 years old, and be able to still get the things that I need without overextending myself. The first way is I have found ways to save more and spend less. And we talk about this a lot on this channel, saving more, spending less. That is so important. Sometimes we get caught up in what the latest trend is, whether it is buying a rice maker and maybe we already have an Instapot that will do the same thing. You see what I mean? There's a lot of those things that get marketed to do one thing, and we get caught up thinking that we need that one thing to do just that. And for me, my kitchen isn't big enough for stuff like that. So I really watch the things that I bring into my house, especially over the last several years that I've been trying to cut back on how many belongings that I actually have in my house. I find when I have less belongings, there's less stimulation, there's less stress, less anxiety. So I'm always looking for ways to save more and spend less. And that's one of the ways that I do it is I just don't get caught up in those latest trends and I don't have a lot of newfangled equipment or accessories. I don't have like an Alexa that will help me write my shopping list because I have an old-fashioned pen and paper and I just stick to stuff like that that I already know. The second thing is to analyze your income and expenses. I do that all the time. I do it every single day. I look at my budget multiple times during the month. I track things in categories to make sure I don't overspend in one area that's going to take away from another. And I track my income to make sure I don't spend more than is actually coming in the house. Now, a lot of people will say being frugal doesn't get you out of a negative situation. And that is true to a certain point. You do have to have some money coming in to live frugally and to make it work for you. Cutting back always helps, or finding ways to save money always helps, but you do have to have a little bit of income, which is what I have. I have a little bit of income. My income runs between about 1,000 and on the high side about 1,500 a month. Usually it's more around the 12 or 1,300 mark, but it's been running more around the 1,000 mark. And so I really watch that carefully to make sure that I don't overextend myself. And I do that by monitoring my income and my expenses. The third way is I look for ways to earn more. I don't go out of my way like looking for a job because I'm not going back to work full time. I physically cannot do that. but I have been selling things on eBay in the past. I have been doing mystery shopping. I've been doing little things that will help me earn a little bit more. Just this week, I posted a lot of things on eBay to try to sell. I learned from Shoestring Jane on YouTube that the more you post on eBay, the more they will push your items out for people to see to sell. I posted a bunch of stuff yesterday and I've already sold something today. That was exciting. And I'm going to show you later in this clip some of the things that I posted on eBay if you're interested. The fourth thing is when I was wanting to quit my job and when I was looking for ways to save more and spend less, every day that I didn't buy something that I might have bought normally, I would come straight home and put that money towards a debt or towards a bill, and I would pay something down. So if I would normally go get a coffee, go get a muffin or something during the day, if I skipped that a couple of days that week, I would go home, take that $5 or whatever I didn't spend, and I would put it towards my credit card debt. That made such a huge impression on me and started changing my thinking. I started realizing how much I was spending on just those little things that I didn't think really made that much difference, and how much difference I could make if I would forego it a day or two that week and then take that money and put it on a credit card or put it on a debt. And I started kicking my debt payment in high to get that paid off so that I knew then I would have options and I could quit if I wanted to. So if you're struggling right now and maybe some of those purchases are normal every day, try to forego those a day or two, go straight home that day and say, I saved $5 today. I'm going to put it towards my credit card. I'm going to put it towards my mortgage payment. I'm going to put it towards my car payment. And if you get home like I did a day or two and say, well, I didn't spend it, but I don't have $5 to put towards my car payment today, then that is a real eye opener, because at that point we realize we're spending money we didn't even have to begin with. And those little purchases were putting us farther away from our goal. The fifth way is to take any little amounts you have and put it towards the principal of those debts. So when I had an extra mystery shopping job or I sold something on eBay, I would take that money and immediately put it towards my principal on something that I was trying to pay off. And again, those little amounts add up, and you see over time that you are making a difference. Just make sure to specify that you want it to go towards the principal so that they don't put it towards the front of your loan and it's paying off more interest and maybe just towards an extra payment. It's always good to be an extra payment ahead if that's your goal, but I choose to pay it from the back end on the principal while I'm paying the payment from the front end with the interest and the low principal, and get those to meet in the middle. And that will pay off your loan quicker and you'll spend less because you won't be paying interest on this entire half. The sixth way that I save money is by using things I already have. And for people in my age bracket, we own a lot of things. And we are sometimes surprised at what all we actually have when we start looking in drawers, in closets, under the bed, in little boxes that we haven't looked in years. Sometimes we are shocked to find out what we already own would work rather than purchasing something, even purchasing something used. Sometimes those items we've been storing will take care of that need that we have right then, and it will keep us from buying something else and bringing it into the house. So many of us have things stored in our house. The normal house has so many items, and the newer houses have even more places to store things and tuck things away than these older houses do. So you might be surprised how much stuff you have that maybe you've forgotten about or you just aren't using. And then the seventh way that I got out of debt, and the seventh way that I save money and am able to afford the things that I need, is by buying and spending only what I can afford. I still drive a 2012 car that I bought about 3 years ago. I have no plans to trade it in or do anything with it for many years to come. It has 135,000 miles on it right now. And so it has a good life left in it, probably another 100,000 miles left in it. So I use what I have. I repair what I have if it's possible, and I repair what I have to extend its life. But I just don't go out and buy a newer car because I think it will last longer, because I stay with what I can afford. Now I'm going to show you some of the things that I posted on eBay this week.
I'm back to doing some light decluttering, and I'm listing some things on eBay today. Now, I have clothes of about 4 or 5 different sizes because I have changed sizes over my lifetime. Some of them I held on to hoping I could get into them again because I loved them. And so when I did my initial pass through on going through items and getting rid of items, I held on to these. But now I'm to the point I know I'm never going to fit into them again. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get some money out of them and get rid of some items that are in my closet. So if I need to get something else, I can get something that fits. So I'm getting rid of this little t-shirt. Very stylish, very comfortable. I loved this thing. I wore the heck out of it, but it's time for it to go. It's a medium. It's very tight in the arms, so I've given that one up. This is another one that I absolutely loved. Very comfortable, has hook and eye front, cap sleeves. You can see through the sleeves. Very stylish. I loved this thing, but there's no way I'm ever going to fit into that again. And then also another one along that same style with the lace overlay. And this one is a large, but even though it's a large, it fits more like a medium. And again, it's very, very tight. So I'm no longer going to keep this one. And this is another one that I absolutely loved. Cute little split front on it. This is a small, but it fit more like a medium. I absolutely loved this thing as well, but it's time for it to go to a home that can wear it. Some of the other ones that I'm going to list, this one I love too. It was so hard to part with it. This cute little shirt here, absolutely comfortable and stylish, and time for it to go somewhere else. I have another one here. This one was a tank top with black and red lace in front. Going to go ahead and let that one go. And this is another really cute one. It has tiers here in the front. It's a little bit higher around the middle in the front. So comfortable when it fit me. And then I also have some capris that I'm going to let go. Even though I can fit into these, they are low-waisted, and I just don't care for that. And then I have some stylish pants. I call these my Cher pants. They look like something Cher might wear. Kind of the 70s style, but I did not buy them in the 70s. So I'm going to let those go as well.
I have also decided to let this dress go. I loved this dress as well.
So I feel good about the stuff that I decided to let go. I don't feel like I need to hang on to it anymore. And that's part of the thing with decluttering, is sometimes you just have to wait until you know that you are ready to let it go. Sometimes, I mean, when I went through this the first time, I was not ready to let the stuff go, but now I am. So yeah, those are the things I've decided to get rid of this week.
I had a question about what type of hygiene products I buy and how I can buy those affordable. as you know, shampoo and conditioner and body wash have gotten crazy expensive. So, what I do is I wait for there to be a sale plus a coupon and a rebate if I can work that in. If not, just on sale plus a coupon. And then I always try to keep at least a bottle or two in storage in the back room. But I usually stick to brands like Tresemme. I usually get a large bottle for like $3.99 on sale. I think normal price is like $6.99 now or more. Or I stick with Herbal Essence or Garnier. Ones like that I can catch on sale with a coupon are usually what I use. I usually don't use the dollar store brands. I mean, I guess I probably could, but I haven't used like VO5 or anything like that since way back in high school. And I feel like these brands do better with my dry type of hair that I have. But I mean, it's totally up to you what type you use. The person that had asked me was actually buying like salon shampoos. Those are so expensive. And I have only bought a salon shampoo, I think, once in my life. And I did not see the benefit in paying like $16-20 for a bottle of shampoo. And that was way back then. I can only imagine what they cost now. So those are the brands I usually stick with on that. And those of you that have followed me for a while know that I don't buy body wash. I do still have some in my back room in storage. I mainly only pull it out if we have an overnight guest. Otherwise, we use bar soap, which I also look for on sale or I buy it at the dollar store. So we have switched to bar soap years ago, and I can't even tell you how much money that has saved because soft soap, people just squirt it and it's just gone and it's so expensive. Bar soap lasts a long time and it's super duper cheap. And then my laundry soap, I use the brands of Ariel, Foca, or Roma. Those are some Hispanic brands that I switch to. I usually use the liquid kind, but I do also sometimes occasionally use the powdered, and I do have some powdered right now that I have stored in an oatmeal container, an old canister, and I dip out about a tablespoon of the powdered, put it in water, make sure it's dissolved really well before I use it, and then dump it in my wash. Or I use about a tablespoon of the liquid and use that, and it makes it last so much longer. And you really don't need more than a tablespoon of soap because it's the agitation that cleans the laundry anyway. So those are what I use, and I have saved so much money since we switched to those brands of laundry soap because again, those cleaners are so high, whether it's laundry soap or dishwashing soap. I use Ajax, the liquid dishwashing soap, and that saves me tons of money. So I use those less expensive brands, but brands that are really good. And I have saved so much money. I remember back when I used to buy things like All and Gain to wash my laundry, even on sale, they were still way more than this is. And that's after all these years of inflation. So that was a huge, huge money saver in my household. I also use a lot of reusable items and I also make my own snacks and my own treats. I also have this reusable cup that I use to make my iced coffee. I've already drank it this morning. All I have to do is buy straws, and this thing is awesome. I keep it in the fridge, keep it cold, and then I just add my ingredients, make my own iced coffee in the morning. So I use a lot of reusable things and I also make my own treats. And just a little side note to that, I have found when I make my own treats that my cravings go down. For instance, my iced coffee is probably a fourth of the calories of what it would be if I purchased it out. That not only saves me calories, but it helps with those cravings because we all know the more carbs we eat, the more we crave. So, making my own iced coffee at home, I think, has helped a lot with my weight loss that I've had. And I have so many reusable items that I have used that I almost think I'm going to have to do another video because this one has already gotten long enough. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate your time so very much, and I hope that you will join me again and give me a thumbs up. Hope to see you soon.